And we're back with more. I decided just to skip travel here, because it doesn't let you save on the world map. I'm not talking to that guy again. Yeah, cut my nails again. So, what night did we discover that is a scholar and is a knight? Dum dum dum! This guy.
On the end of the staff was some kind of dip around the base.
Don't think so.
A statue of a knight holding a staff and a scroll. It looked a lot like the statue on top of the De Vasconcellos mausoleum. I didn't recognize the biblical story in it. I was a Sunday school dropout.
I don't know why that's purple. No, whatever.
A stone knight lay in full stone armor, carrying all that armor. A stone knight. I wondered if this... A scroll was a symbol of scholarship. I knew that much. A scholarly knight. That rang a bell. In comparison...
Okay. Well, I think that is the statue of Don Carlos. I think that's what she said, Don Carlos, isn't it? Yeah. I think that's the statue of Don Carlos. And... because it is a scholarly knight. I want to go down there, but it won't let me. What happens if I give this guy the chalice?
Excuse me, officer. What does this chalice suggest to you?
Wine.
That's a stupid question.
Shouldn't you be off directing...
You have...
Yeah?
Which...
Does this red...
that...
It is. I'll see you around.
Can I go in there? No? Okay. Hey Jerry there, police. Incorrect. Can I go anywhere else in the world? No. Nope, Rocher's not here. Is he at the Café de la Vapeur? Oh, Monsieur, Mr. Man in here. He's still there. No, no one here.
Hi, Andre.
Hello, Georgie.
What do you make of this cup, Andre?
It's a 14th century communion vessel. Spanish, probably.
You're very insightful.
Thanks for your help, Andre.
You're welcome.
What y'all do? What y'all do?
Damn it. Did it too soon?
What y'all do? It is closing time, Monsieur Lobino.
Already, there just aren't enough hours in the day.
More than enough for me. I can't wait to get home and put my feet up.
Eh bien, see you tomorrow.
Good night, Monsieur.
Quit fooling around, you moron! Get your ass over here and bring that flashlight.
And let's try this.
What the? Who's there?
Let's get out of here!
What the hell is that?
And when I woke up, I was at the police station. Luckily, I managed to persuade Rosso I was innocent.
Poor Georges.
What a mess. I bungled the whole thing.
I don't think so. You made a pretty good job of distracting those two crooks.
Yeah, but the killer got away with the tripod.
No, he didn't. He's not the only one who can dress up in costume.
You mean it was you who stole the tripod? Oh, hell, Nico. I could have been shot.
Those dogs are more likely to shoot their own feet.
I just wish you'd told me your plans. We're supposed to be in this together. And how come you dressed up like a pantomime cat?
Don't sulk, Georgie, please.
Oh, rats. And don't call me Georgie.
Oh, I really thought you'd be pleased. After all, we've got the tripod.
Just how long have you known Labino?
Andre, we met at college. He helped me out when I was a fresh air. Showed me around, that sort of thing.
You never told me that before. I thought he was just a working acquaintance.
So he is. I rarely see him these days. You know, he hasn't changed much. A little less air at the front, perhaps. I'd forgotten how much fun he could be.
Indeed.
I'd better get back to the quest.
Zeus, mine.
Hi, Andre.
Hello.
Yeah, probably a bad idea.
Thanks for your help.
You're welcome.
Pardon me.
Oui, Monsieur?
Do you recognize...
It is vaguely
I should think it is.
very similar to the one which we used to have here at the museum.
That's what I thought.
But this is obviously a...
Right. I found this gem.
That means nothing.
How did you manage?
I had the...
Thanks.
I will get someone to shake my hand, I tell you this right now. Oh, great.
There was a small crowd of 5 sightseers. It's a weird thing, but you can take the most intelligent people in the world, put them in their vacation duds, and hey presto, they look like morons. Why is that?
God.
I had no desire to talk to him. The juggler was good. Why he couldn't put that kind of application into getting a real job, I had no idea. Maybe he just liked dressing up like a horse's ass. Hey, you with the balls.
Oui?
It didn't seem right to fry somebody's palm when... This gadget is a sewer.
I do not want it.
Well, I'm not selling it, I just wanted your opinion.
It is hardly my area of expertise.
Does this grease paint mean anything to you?
It looks like one of mine, or at least another jongleur.
Or a clown?
Mais naturellement, a clown.
Hardly a breakthrough. How did you learn to be a juggler?
Juggler? What is this juggler?
It's you. You juggle, that makes you a juggler.
No, I am a jongleur.
A jongler? What's that?
Mon Dieu! A jongleur is an artist, a master of the contragravitic aeroballetic mysteries. In centuries past, the courts of the crowned heads of Europe had the jongleurs, witty, erudite men to whom the monarchs turned in their hours of need.
Wait a minute, wait. Let me get this straight. Our enemies are at the borders, plague ravages the land, and the peasants are revolting. Thank God we've got Chuckles the Jongler to throw his balls around. I don't think so. That juggling doesn't look so difficult.
Oh, it does not, does it not? Perhaps you feel you could do better, no?
I'll give it a try.
Be my guest.
I had no idea what I was doing. But this guy was obviously an idiot, so how difficult could it be? A lot more difficult than I thought. That's how difficult. Still, it was my big chance to be derided by complete strangers.
Not so easy after all, is it?
No, I guess not.
Yeah, you just well.
Hey! You...
Hi again.
Oui? What is it this time?
What do you know about the Knights Templar?
Le Templier? Ah, the last Grand Master, Jacques de Molay, was burnt on an island in the Seine in 1314.
Wow. You're pretty well educated for a juggler.
No, monsieur. I read it on that board over there.
I've got a...
And my Uncle Claude has hemorrhoids. So what?
Feast your eyes on this.
Incroyable. Is it real?
I think so.
Some people believe that great gems always have curses upon them.
Oh, that's garbage. Although, now that I think about it, both of the people who had this before me disappeared in mysterious circumstances. And the guy who was supposed to get this was shot and then murdered in his hospital bed. Do you want it?
No, thank you.
Does this chalice mean anything to you?
It is very badly designed. I would not wish to drink from such a vessel.
You're not going to get the chance, Buster. Does this lab pass mean anything to you?
You work in a lab.
No, try again.
You steal lab passes?
No. Well, not as a habit. This was a special case. Does this matchbook mean anything to you?
You smoke?
No, I don't.
In that case, it means nothing to me.
Does this plaster interest you?
Well...
Forget it. Forget that I asked. Have you seen this man before?
No.
Look, a red nose.
Ah, you are a clown.
A clown?
No. If so, you would be a much better jongleur.
For a moment, an idea capered around near the spotlight of my attention, but fell down the pothole of abstraction before I could focus on it. Catch you later.
Au revoir, monsieur.
Is that guy's feet gone?
Excuse me, officer.
Ugh.
I'll see you around.
Oh. It's a priest? Of some kind?
Excuse me, Father.
Pardon?
Do you mind if I ask you a few questions?
Not at all, monsieur. It will be my pleasure to help you.
Good to know.
I thought about using the shaker, but I couldn't do that to a priest.
Yeah.
I've got a medieval tripe.
Monsieur, you are a walking treasure house.
How about this for a gem?
It is very beautiful, monsieur. And yet, I feel that there is an air of suffering about it.
You're not wrong.
What do you make of this chalice?
It certainly looks very old.
About as old as this church, I think.
There seems to be an engraving on it.
Yeah? What does it say?
I do not know. It is very tarnished. With your permission, I could try polishing it. I promise I will be very careful.
That'd be very good of you.
This shouldn't take very long. Feel free to look around.
Okay, thanks.
Before you looked around.
The priest was still busy with the chalice. A statue. It looked a lot like the statue. On the end of the staff, around the base of the disc, was a hairline crack.
I know. Put nose on him. God damn it. Grease him up. No. Slot a card in this crowd, never mind.
A scroll, a scholarly...
Cover in plaster. No, of course not.
A stone carrying... I did... In... Some... A knight. Biblical references engraved into the tomb edge to guide... My God.
The priest was still busy with the...
A roll of old... I thought of all those firm... The flat... That wasn't a... Whoa! I didn't have time...
The priest was...
Still busy with the chalice. I've looked around at everything I can possibly look at, I think. We'll take another look in case there's something I most likely have missed, because it's me, and I most likely missed something. I always do that. I always, miss, a tiny thing that doesn't appear, and I'm, annoyed. Done yet? No, you're not.
The priest was...
God damn it.
The priest was...
Of course he was.
There was a small... It's a weird... Put them in their vacation duds, and hey, press, they look like morons. Hi again.
Oui?
Does this grease... Well, I was distracted by the idea. Caper, caper, caper. Plummet. No.
No, that was new dialogue.
Catch you later.
Au revoir, monsieur.
Hello again.
Hello again, monsieur.
What do you know about me? Have a look at this little...
A tripod.
You mean you don't know?
No, monsieur.
Does this red...
Ah,
Do I look like...
no. Although you just... Now, if I'd known you were a clown, it would... And not a...
What do you mean?
Who ever heard of a plainclothes clown?
He had a point. So you're saying that if I juggle badly with a red nose, I'd be the king of comedy. But if I juggle badly without it...
You look like a pathetic loon. Oui, monsieur.
I'll see you around.
Oui, monsieur.
Hi again.
Oui?
I'd like to have another try at juggling, please.
You have gone on a crash course, perhaps?
No, I just had an insight into presentation.
Huh?
Allow me to demonstrate. The balls, please.
If you insist on completing your humiliation, monsieur.
Okay, now for my secret weapon. The juggler was speechless with rage. You could have mistaken him for a mime. And without a word, he collected his balls and left in a fury.
Hey! You forgot one of your balls! Hey!
But he didn't hear. Better still, deprived of his entertainment, the gendarme decided maybe he ought to do some policing for a change.
Ooh, we got rid of that guy.
A weird little boat lay tied up. I guess they used it to get maintenance crews around. Either that or the Phantom of the Opera was somewhere near. On the boat was a winching machine.
Oh, I really need a pee. I can hold off for like 10 minutes anyway.
There were 3 arches, each with an inscription. My medieval French isn't much, but the few words I understood seemed to say, "This is where the gallows used to stand." Maybe. The inscription was hard to read, but I made out Templier and something about innocence. The wall had flaked, and anything once written on it had long since gone. The wall seemed in very poor condition. The inscription was undecipherable. The plaster had cracked and was falling away. I wondered why. The hook lay in a bed. The wall had... The hook lay...
Where they attach something to it? Let's go around the corner here. The Hanged Man.
The door was a handsome piece of work.
I like the skull in the front. That's kind of cool.
I pushed against the door, but it seemed to be locked.
Where's the Hanged Man? That's either a key or another chain underneath him. Card trick! Yeah. Maybe put a gem in his mouth. No. Anything else in here? That is a neat door. Like seriously, that is awesome, that door. Like, what is with the sheep? Or the goat, or whatever. It scared me the first time it did it. Why don't I just use this on this and just go whack?
It was time for some brutal destruction.
Yep, that was much.
Hey! That's hollow! I'd poked a hole in an historical site. If any archaeologists came by, they'd lynch me for this. There was some sort of mechanism hidden inside the wall, with a lever in the middle of it. Here goes. The secret door had jammed. I couldn't get through that gap.
Ah. Hello?
The door mechanism was trashed. It would take a blacksmith or an engineer to do anything with that.
You know, I bet you that this used to be an escape route. Like out of this and through that way was an escape route.
In the beginning was the end. An end wrought by our enemies began our darkness. In the end will be a beginning. An end to our enemies heralds our new day.
Report. The military establishments are in flux. The end of the Cold War has left them with no clear goal and as obvious targets for budgetary cuts. We have successfully promoted a sense of betrayal in the upper echelons. They feel that the politicians have cast them adrift. The pattern is emerging. Our time is now.
Good. Mademoiselle?
Governments are giving the corporations more respect than their own citizens. A groundswell of dissatisfaction and dissidence is growing. The corporations are becoming too large and complex for their own executives to control them. A blind belief in market forces is accelerating this trend the world over. The pattern is emerging. Our time is now.
The global population's belief in those that govern it has never been lower. We have inculcated a sense of immediacy and action over forethought and planning in all the major governments. They are acting on hasty decisions that cannot be completed or revoked without appearing foolish. The pattern is emerging. Our time is now.
Excellent. The tired old governments are dying a slow death from their own incompetence and our machinations. Professor, where is the broken sword?
As we discussed last time, with the loss of the manuscript, our search is as a corollary hindered.
And as discussed last time, you have been furnished with a dramatically increased budget. What have you been doing with our money, Professor?
We are working on the principle that the Templars, that is to say, our predecessors,
Hold on. These are the Templars?
must have left a trail when they were hiding the clues to the sword of Baphomet's location. I have a small army of historians and archaeologists ferreting out that trail.
I trust these historians and archaeologists are more trustworthy than your friend Pegram.
Pegram was loyal. He tried to protect the Lockmarn gem when the Hashashin came near.
And failed. And don't call that Syrian maniac the Hashashin. He's an assassin. Plain and simple.
That's not what he believes. He actually thinks.
Silence! Do I have to remind you that we have a sacred duty? A trust? When Philippe attempted to destroy the order, we lost the sword and our power with it. Now we have the opportunity to reforge it. But time is short. We need results. Not petty bickering. Not excuses. Now, Professor Baphomet.
Yes, of course. My apologies. We will find Baphomet and the sword, manuscript or no. We have already found another element actually within Paris.
Excellent. What is it?
Well, We're not exactly sure at present.
Ah!
But I have my best people working on it. You would do well not to criticize others, Eklund. At least I have not murdered one of our own.
Of course. That guy was the bogus doctor in the hospital.
Marquet was a liability. Eklund dealt with him on my orders.
I beg your pardon, Grandmaster. I did not mean to.
Have you any good news for us, Professor?
We already know 3 of the elements. We know that Klausner had obtained the lens before he vanished.
Where was he?
Syria. We know that he arrived, but after that, nothing.
The assassin.
I fear so. It's a shame. Klausner was a good operative.
This will be our last meeting in person until we locate the sword of Baphomet. I hope that I don't need to emphasize the importance of finding it. Without it, our endeavors come to nothing. With the sword reforged, we will have the power to sweep the stage of all opposition. The next time that we meet, it will be to become the princess of this world.
Wow.
Interesting. That's the end of this episode. I'm Eddie Wolf, and I'll see you next time for more Broken Sword 1. The Director's Cut, Shadows of the Templar, whatever it's called. What should I call this here? Secret Meeting? How do you spell secret again? I forget. They are, right? That's what he said. That's how you spell Templar? Good. If it's not, I don't give a crap. Templar meeting. Right then. So, adios and enjoy.